Okay, so I have vlog block today, and I feel insecure about doing this because I feel like I got nothing. I don't know what we're going to talk about, which is pretty much usually the case every single time we do one of these. But for some reason, I'm taking my thinking seriously, and I'm having all sorts of reservations about appearing, I guess, or feeling like a fool and appearing like a fool because I've got nothing to say. What have you got to say?
Well, I think that's actually helpful for you to say that.
Maybe for you.
No, but it's like, who cares if you think that? Who cares if you've got all that thinking running? Doesn't matter. Don't let it stop you. Don't let it get in your way. Just keep going. Keep moving forward.
Oh, there is a pearl of wisdom. There is a pearl of wisdom. I like that. I mean, I like that because I think that I don't know. I was listening to someone the other day talk about coaching sports people, and when they get into difficulty with their thinking, and for argument's sake, I think I was listening to Garrett Kramer and he was talking about a golfer, and they were having to go off into a playoff round, and they had to make this really difficult shot, and he started getting into I think almost like a panic attack, and really he had no option but to make the shot. He had to make the shot, and he couldn't take his thinking seriously. He took his thinking seriously, everything would just go to pieces in one fell swoop. No pun intended, of course. So yeah, I like the fact that is out there, that I can just ignore my thinking. I just go ahead and do it anyway.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that happens to all of us. We get all kinds of insecure thoughts come into our mind, and we don't have to let them stop us from doing it.
Yeah, and I guess today, I probably it's flaked out Thursday. I feel tired. Got up at the crack of dawn. I'm feeling a little bit frayed around the edges, and this the thought of doing this vlog didn't feel very appealing, so I started getting into a low mood about it. But really, just got to do it.
Yes.
Got to do it. But now we're doing it. I still don't know what we're talking about. Have we got anything else to add?
I don't know. Are you done?
No, I'm not done. I'm only just getting started.
You getting warmed up?
I'm getting warmed up. I'm doing it. But I want to add some more. I want some more added value.
I've got to give the added value?
Yeah, you've got to you got to give me the added value.
Are there other areas where you let your thinking get in the way?
Yeah, I do that all the time. I do it all the time, and what's so fascinating is in those moments when I really take it seriously, and really buy into my limiting beliefs, buy into those thoughts that really just leading me towards rack and ruin, emotional rack and ruin.
Well, I guess for me, like when I write my blog every week, I have to literally step into the unknown every week because I don't know really what it's going to be until I do it. So I just realized that there's no point in worrying about that things just kind of work out.
Yeah, no, and I guess I have all sorts of examples of that too. It's just, as I say, it's fascinating for me that I just really just lose sight of that and get into a low mood, buy into my negative thinking, and just for whatever reason just can't see how new thought will come in and save the day. That I don't trust that I can get to a point where I don't trust in that facility that I have, that we all have.
Yeah, I think we all get to that place at times. We all forget.
Yeah, and yet in the face of that, I've had so many examples where really that the intelligence behind life shines through, and I get this bolt of inspiration, and I handle what could in many ways be seen by me as a huge challenge. That I have so many examples of that, and yet I forget that, and then get really swept away with my thinking.
Well, what's so funny is that life is so unpredictable that usually what we worry about never happens, but it's something else that we have to deal with along the way.
Well, that's true. Yeah. I was just trying to think of an example of that, or did you have an example of that?
Of the unexpected happening?
Yeah.
Well, what about with the birth of our first daughter. Don't you remember that? I guess.
Well, of course I remember that. I was trying to figure out what that was pertaining to. I was trying to think if it was actually the surprise of being pregnant or something else. Or was it the accident on the way to the hospital?
I was thinking about the accident on the way to the hospital.
Yeah.
So, what happened? I can't. Was it
You
like?
probably blocked it out of your memory.
Was it like what, 2 a.m. or
It was
something?
it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and we're on the way to the hospital, which is in downtown LA.
Yeah, we lived in West LA.
Yeah, at a point where I was already thinking, downtown LA is probably the last place where we should be going to, have our baby delivered. But
I like the doctor there.
You like the doctor there.
I really like the doctor there, and I
So
was willing to drive all the way there for him.
So probably the worst case scenario for me was to drive to downtown LA at 2 o'clock in the morning or whenever it was.
Is this after you reading Bonfire of the Vanities or something?
Yes, that was probably fresh in my memory. So and we get to literally the heart of downtown LA. We get to a traffic light and it's green. I go through it and someone ran a traffic light and hit the car, T-boned the car, and rendered our car completely undrivable.
So, I mean, think about that. Like, of all the things I might have worried about, that would have never really occurred to me. I would have worried about so many other things. So it's like such a waste of time to get caught up in trying to figure it out when we just have to deal with life when it happens. And when that happened, thank God we were all fine. And it turns out that there was a couple that saw it all happen, and they came over and said, oh, we saw it, and gave you a card or something to say if you need us to call. And then they left, and I'm like, wait, don't leave. And then they came and found out that I was like practically giving birth at the time. And they drove us to the hospital in their Porsche.
That's true. It's funny we should mention this today because we just saw the Groundlings, and she was a Groundling performer, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And they just finished, I guess, and went out for dinner. It just so happened they were there at the traffic light.
I know.
Yeah.
Who could have predicted that?
No, you couldn't predict that. You couldn't write that. But we all got through it. I guess also in those moments of what seemed like disaster, you actually don't have time to think. You just have to get on with it.
Yeah.
That comes nicely back round to that theory, doesn't it?
Thank you for illustrating my point.
You're welcome.
Well, have a great weekend, everybody. Don't let your thinking get in the way. Take care.
There you go. Bye.
Bye.